Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beaman Toyota in downtown Nashville. Coming to you from our used car lot here, actually, just because I wanted to show you guys a couple of differences here. So, a lot of people have asked what the difference between the second and the third generation Tacoma is. Well, other than just the body style, of course, the engine's a little bit different, of course, as well. I'm just going to show you kind of the difference if you look at them here. First off, your second generation, which is how this one is right here, is actually was produced from 2004 through 2015. And you can kind of take a look there. You can kind of see some of the stuff that's a little bit different there. And I'm just going to overview some of this for you guys so that you can kind of just determine, if you're looking for a used Tacoma, you can determine which one you want, because there are points to both of them that people really like. So you can kind of go from there. So your third generation Tacoma, that one actually was built from 2015 as a 2016 model year all the way through the present. That was when they did the body style change on it. So show a couple things. Since I'm back here already, I'll show you this right here that a lot of people will notice. You have a different tailgate. It falls, it feels heavier actually, even though it's probably lighter than what the new one is, but it feels heavier on that tailgate. It's actually thinner. If you get to looking at it, you can see that too. This one, well, oddly enough, this one's locked, but let me hit the unlock here real quick. And all right, so this one you can see has a slow lower, so it will actually lower slowly for you. So very easy to lower that tailgate, of course. So, and then if you look at the side of it, you'll also notice it's actually thicker. So, does that mean it holds more weight? I quite honestly, I don't know. But it's a little thicker. It's probably, like I said, it's probably a little bit heavier, but it's just, it's got this hydraulic, so it doesn't fall like what the other one would. So a lot of times people really like that. Like, you can see how this one can kind of fall. So just showing you how that works, of course. So now you've got a few other things that are different, but one of the main things that people really notice that's different is obviously your interior is going to be different. The way it looks, the way your seats are, those will all look a little bit different than, and your radio as well. So you can kind of take a look over there. Those will all look a little bit different. You can see your seats are different on the inside. Steering wheel, radio. But I do want to show you underneath here. We'll go underneath the hood. And this is what your big difference is. Bear with me, I'm going to turn my phone here a little bit while I pop this up. This right here is a this is your 6-cylinder 4.0 liter motor. Your second generation had a 4.0 liter or a 2.7. 2.7 still carried through into the new one. So there are a lot of people that really like this motor. Just that's something that like I said, it can be a point of contention with people that they really like this motor. 236 horsepower. It's just, like I said, it's just a really good motor. So now your 2018, which is what this one is, but basically your 2016 and beyond, and you see that the hood release is in a different spot as well. But your 2016 and beyond, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing here with my phone, or camera, whatever you want to call it, but it is my phone. So this right here is your 3.5 V6. Now this one's going to be actually the same thing you got in the Highlander, but this one has 278 horsepower as opposed to the 236 that you got over here. But some people say that this one feels like it has more horsepower. Now, you'll have your eco modes and things like that on your 2018, so that definitely makes it different. You can see the size of it. It's a little bit smaller. You're really not going to tell a whole bunch just by looking at that, because you're looking at the cover, of course, on top. But your size is a little bit bigger in this one, so your fuel economy is actually going to be a little bit better in the newer one than what it would be in the older one. So trying to remember off the top of my head exactly what you get on the older ones, but I think you're only a couple miles per gallon different between the two. Just trying to remember off the top of my head, but I think you're somewhere in the high 20s. Just like I said, if you guys know what it is, definitely put it in the comments, because I'd have to look it up to be sure, but I will, but I just don't know off the top of my head. So but basically just kind of looking, you can see a few other variables that are a little bit different here on these. So you can see your headlights look a little bit different. Of course, they have more availability on certain things with your headlights now, with the sequential turn signals and stuff like that. But if you look down here, you can see that's a bigger light. Looks a little bit different. Your grille is definitely different. Now, obviously, this little bar down here wasn't something that was available, but you can that was an aftermarket is what I'm trying to get at there. So you can see how your fog lights and all that, how that stuff goes in, is a little bit different as well. So they're all going to have different rims. Anytime Toyota makes a body style, they tend to change the rims as well. It just kind of something that Toyota does. Trying to think if there's anything. I mean, I know the new ones, they have a power seat. That's something that you couldn't get in any of the Tacomas prior to the 2020 model year. So that is something else. But I'm just kind of giving you guys a quick overview of a little bit about how the difference looks between the second generation and the third generation in your Tacoma. And here's your back seat as well. As far as I can recall, I believe your overall dimensions are actually pretty much the same when it comes to the interior. It just kind of, like I said, I'm just kind of showing you guys some stuff so you guys can kind of just see. So if you're thinking about getting a used one, you can know what the difference is between this generation, which is the third generation, and the second generation, which is this one. So they've only had 3 generations of the Tacoma, but they have been around for a while, so most people realize that. So this is, and they've had a couple of refreshes in there, which is what Toyota does normally. But as for the big body style changes, the major changes, they've had 3 in the Tacoma. So obviously you can get 4-wheel drive in each one. You can get 2-wheel drive in each one. It's pretty, pretty standard when it comes to that. But just trying to give you guys a little bit of an overview so that you know exactly what you're looking at when you're looking at the two. Something else that you'll get to on the inside here is you'll have an extra power button on the inside, which is right here. See if I can point out. So what that'll do is that'll actually allow you to use the ecosystem a little bit differently, because what you're going to do is you're going to more or less shut off the ecosystem. It doesn't actually add any extra power. It doesn't add any horsepower. It doesn't change what you're actually doing with the vehicle, other than the fact it's going to change your transmission shift points a little bit, and it's going to not allow it to go into the eco, because you're telling it you're hauling something and you need to have that eco shut off. So if that's something that you want to do, you can definitely do that. But you can see this one doesn't have any extra power on it. You can see your air conditioner controls are a little bit different. The way you turn on your 4-wheel drive is definitely different, in a little bit different of a spot. And I'll show you this one as well. So now this one's actually a 2-wheel drive, but you would have your 4-wheel drive button would be right here if it was a 4x4. But you can see your air conditioner controls are definitely different as well. So this is more of a base model, just kind of giving you, it's an SR5, it's one level up from the base. So your base level is your SR, SR5. You've got several different trim levels you can have. Get into all your TRDs, your off-roads, TRD Sports, Pros, of course. Those are your granddaddies with different suspensions, stuff like that. So like I said, just kind of giving you guys a bit of an overview here so that you can see, in case you're looking at different Tacomas. The main thing it usually comes down to when people pick one over the other does come down to that engine. So drive them both before you pick on one and see what you think, and definitely know exactly what you're buying. And it's, like I said, it's a little bit smaller of an engine, or a little bit bigger of an engine with a little bit less horsepower, as opposed to a smaller engine with more horsepower with a couple extra features for you. I do find that most people that use that extra power feature will notice that you do get a little bit of a jump in there that can actually make it a little bit more favorable over what the 4.0 is. But I mean, like I said, you can sit 100 people in a room that all know about the Tacomas, and you'll have them argue for and against each one. So the motor is something that does come into play. So once again, Steve Walsh, Beamer Toyota, just kind of giving you an overview. I know I didn't touch on everything that's different. I'm just showing you a little bit of the differences there that are kind of glaring for you. So let me know if you have any questions, comments. Definitely put them down there for me. Like, subscribe. I appreciate every one of you. Steve Walsh, Beamer Toyota. You guys have a great day.